YouTube, it's your boy FPL and I'm back here with a brand new video. And today I've got for you my Game Week 13 review as well as Game Week 14 team selection and transfer plans. Your boy had a fantastic game week. After a couple of setbacks, we're finally back. Comeback season is on, so let's dive in. So there you have it, guys. As you guys can see, I had a big fat green arrow in Game Week 13. Your boy made a comeback from all rank 54k to 16k. Fantastic game week. Couldn't be more pleased. I also hit a 100-point club. Technically, it's 98 points because I took a -4, but still 102 points. So it's a very big achievement for me. Just to get into it, I mean, look, Sanchez finally a clean sheet. My goodness, and obviously a save point. Hence, he's got 7 points. You got Hall disappointed. He considered in the last minute. Newcastle, I never really thought they were really back. It's just that they had really good fixtures and Hall was quite cheap, and I went there. Kind of regret it now. He's been quite disappointing, but pretty much all defense have been disappointing except for Liverpool and Arsenal, to be honest. So can't complain too much. 2 points, and then you got Gabriel with a goal and an assist. Unfortunately, he was subbed off due to injury that he's carrying. So look, he's got a goal and assist. I don't know how he didn't get any bonus points. This season, the defenders are getting punished for conceding 2 goals. And any goals, actually. Arsenal did concede 2 goals to West Ham. And unfortunately, he didn't get any bonus points. But look, 9 points from Gabriel. Can't complain too much at all. I've been telling everyone to keep faith in him for a long time. All the Arsenal was conceding goals. I said, no, I'm not selling Gabriel. A lot of people sold him. As you guys can see, around my rank, he's only 34% EO. That's significantly low considering how much of a threat he is from set pieces. So really pleased with him. And then you got obviously Burgess. I didn't expect anything from him except maybe a 2-pointer. Can't complain. Burgess got 2 points at least. Pretty happy with him. And then obviously you got the big hitters like the likes of Palmer, Saka and Salah absolutely hauling, like destroying everyone. Palmer had a goal and assist. He scored a fantastic goal. Listen, a lot of people started doubting the boy, Like, I had faith in him. It's just a matter of fact that the guys like Madueke and Neto, they were just being like too greedy and they were not cutting back. And finally, Madueke cut back to him outside the box and he went inside and literally shoot with his left foot and hit top bins. So that was beautiful goal from Palmer. Absolute world-class player in my opinion. One of the best players in the league. And then obviously Mbeumo been extremely disappointing with 2 points. Like, this is the thing, we're going to talk about him, what to do with him, because it's getting ridiculous now. Last 4 games you blanked, and for you to blank versus Leicester at home is unacceptable. So we're going to have uncomfortable conversations about him. He's playing quite wide, to be honest, due to the formation that Frank is playing. Now, the beneficiary of that formation is becoming Sade as well as Wissa, who are continue to score like ridiculous. Sade had a hat-trick. And then obviously the star boy Bukayo Saka, absolutely coming in clutch. Went differential with the captaincy this week. Went against the Mo again. I know I got the balls of steel. I went against Mo again. And this time I did beat the Mo, King Mo. I beat him just about, Mo was looking to get 2 goals and 3 assists versus City, the way City was defending. So luckily, we did survive the Mo onslaught and Saka did come on top. However, I do have to mention that Saka did give away a charity pen to Odegaard again, which is not ideal because the premium asset, we do want him to get those pens. That's the appeal for that 10 million asset. But I do think moving forward, he keeps the pens and he doesn't, hopefully he's not as charitable as he was on the weekend. But 36 points as a captaincy. He had 3 assists, hat-trick of assists as well as a goal. I mean, if he got another goal, I get another 6 points on top of that. That's an insane swing. But listen, can't have everything, can't complain. Alhamdulillah, I'm grateful for what I've got. So let's move on. Mo destroying City. He should have had another goal, to be honest. He had a 1v1. He completely skied the shot. And if he scored that, then look, he's matching Saka. It's ridiculous how consistent he is. This is his 9th double-digit haul in 13 game weeks. The level of consistency Mo Salah is putting up is almost becoming ridiculous. Like, it's making the game so boring. Like, all you have to do if you're a casual, if you're not engaged manager, all you have to do just to, get any sort of good rank or, get like a good finish in the season, just captain Mo permanently. Like, it's becoming that ridiculous. Like, any 50-50 situation now you have moving forward, it's very difficult to make an argument against Mo. I understand I have won this week, but I'll find it very difficult in future weeks when there's a 50-50 decision between, for example, what it was this week between Saka and Mo. I'd find it hard to go against Mo because the proof is in the pudding. The guy is consistent as anyone. Another thing I have to mention, obviously, we saw Haaland. It was a very difficult decision for me. But for now, it seemed to pay off. And I did bring in Jackson, who scored, and Haaland blanked. So it seems that the trend is every time you say Haaland, you have a good game week and you get a green arrow. And that was one of the reasons I had to sell him. I just couldn't hold him any longer. And the exit point was last week. Like, I kept faith in him versus Brighton, Spurs, and it didn't return any, good for me. So I had to sell him. I bought in Nicholas Jackson, and now he's got a goal and he should have had another one. But listen, I'm not too greedy. I'm happy with him. And he's also on 4 yellow, but he didn't pick up the fifth one. So that means he's going to play Southampton. And then he's got Spurs and a great fixture up into game with 32 or something. So Jackson is a very good buy, which we'll get into, of course. And then you got João Pedro, very disappointing. I saw Raul for him and he didn't get anything, to be honest. He looked like he was just making love with the touchline. He's playing deeper role. I don't like that, to be honest. But again, he's only 5.6 or 7 now. It's not a big deal. And then you got Chris Wood, Mr. Consistent, who I kept faith in him. Oh man, the guy has delivered again and again. And a lot of people asking me, should I sell Chris Wood for João Pedro? And I told them not to, right? So look, Chris Wood smashed it. The whole team absolutely smashed it. Insane green arrow. We're coming back. Comeback season is on. We were on a bit of a downhill trajectory the last couple of weeks. But finally, we made some big moves and we're back on track. So now let's move on to my game week 14 transfer plans. As you guys can see, I have made one of my moves, which is to sell Chris Wood, which hurts me because he's one of the reasons why I've done so well this season. And he's been so consistent. It's very difficult, but I can't get too emotionally attached. I have to sell Chris Wood because Cunha's fixtures are insane. If you look at the below, Everton away, who looked awful by the way, United completely destroyed them. And then you got West Ham away, who also got destroyed by Arsenal. And then you got Ipswich and Leicester. That is insane. And I could just bench him versus United and play João Pedro or someone like that in 18. And then I could play for Tottenham and Forest. Like Cunha, like he is the transfer in. I had to sell my, Mr. Differential, Mr. Consistent. Like this guy has been like one of the best assets to own from the start of the season. And it's hard, we got to part ways, we got to make those hard decisions. And Cunha will be coming in my team. I already made that transfer and I have 2.0 million left in the bank now. And I could look to do more upgrades, which I'll get into in the next team selection section. And look, I think it's a very good buy. Although he blanked versus Bournemouth, I do think, that's a bit more fixture related. Bournemouth are quite a good team. But the next 4 fixtures, none of these teams are good. So I expect big returns from him. So yeah, let's move on to my game week 14 team selection. So there you have it, guys. I'm lining up with Sanchez at the back. We've got Southampton away. Great fixture on paper. He did keep a clean sheet last week versus Villa, which I didn't expect. So I'm happy to keep him for now. He's finally returned the favor after 6 or 7 game weeks of absolute horror show. Disaster class after disaster class. So I hope, he can get a clean sheet versus Southampton. And then you got Gabriel, who's got Manchester United at home. Difficult fixture, to be honest. But as I said, he's always a set-piece threat. So another thing to mention, he did get an early sub, as I mentioned earlier. And he might have a bit of a concussion, but I hope he'll be okay. Because Arteta did mention in the press conference is that it wasn't a concussion. It was more of like a niggle that he's carrying from the Champions League game. So I'm hoping he'll play because it's a big game and they're at home. So let's hope he's okay. And then you got Lewis Hall, who's got Liverpool at home. It's a tough fixture, to be honest. I'm not expecting anything from him. That is why I may look to, upgrade on my defense, which I'll get in the next section. So that could be one of the positions maybe I could upgrade, or maybe bench him and upgrade maybe Konate to Trent or Van Dijk, or even an Arsenal defender like Timber. But which we're going to get to, best defenders to target in the next section. Burgess Palace at home. I think I'll be playing Burgess regardless. If I was to bench one, it will be Hall this week, if I make a defensive transfer. But Burgess Palace at home, it's a good fixture. There is a potential small chance that he keeps a clean sheet, so I might take that shot. And Ipswich have been playing well recently. And then obviously you got King Mo, Newcastle away. He's got the vice captaincy. Now, look, people are going to say, listen, why are you playing against Mo every week? Like, guys, like, you have to understand this. Like, if you want to win FPL, you can't just captain one player every single week, which Mo seems to be, some would argue, Mo is just that guy you have to captain every week if you want to win. But look, man, I guess I got the habit of going against him now. And Palmer, Southampton away, it's too good of a fixture to, let it go. Like, I can't pass that fixture on. Southampton are poor. And I do think Palmer could hold. But so can Salah. Like, again, this week, it's a close one, man. Like, if you were to tell me, like, Salah is going to match Palmer or outscore Palmer, I would not be shocked. And if someone were to ask me, should I captain Salah? I'll be like, yeah, go ahead. Although the logic on paper, it says, look, Newcastle away are tough. They're tough crowd, X, Y, and Z. But look, Salah, man, this guy has 9 double digits hold. You can't doubt him anymore. If someone wants to captain him, you don't tell him no, man, honestly. But my captaincy will be on Palmer, who's had a 14-pointer. I think he's picking up back form. And Chelsea look really good. And they have an amazing attack. And then you got, obviously, Semenyo, Tottenham at home. There is a bit of a benching dilemma for me. It's between Semenyo, João Pedro, and Mbeumo. I'm not sure who to start. I think I'm probably going to play Semenyo considering he's at home and he's playing Tottenham, who plays a high line. And I do think Semenyo thrives in that high line system. And we saw what he did versus City. They broke their press and then he was countering really well. So yeah, I think I'm probably going to play Semenyo, and the dilemma will be probably between Mbeumo and João Pedro, which I'm not 100% sure who's going to start, to be honest. They were both quite disappointing. but I'm most likely leaning towards Joao Pedro due to the fact that he plays Fulham away, and Brentford have not looked good away from home at all. That's what it is right now. And then you got obviously Saka, United at home. He's another potential captaincy shot, but I don't think I would go there. United is my team. I can't do that. There's a bit of a bias there, but if you wanted to go outside, a bit of a differential, Palmer is a good captaincy shout if you were to go there. And then obviously you got Jackson, Southampton away, Joao Pedro, Fulham away, and Cunha with Everton. Obviously Cunha is my new addition to my team. I did sell Chris Wood. I'm expecting big things from him, to be honest. I'm glad he blanked last week because I didn't own him, but this week I hope he holds. And on the bench, obviously you got Fabianski, who's got Leicester away. There is a bit of a dilemma, maybe the small dilemma. Who do you start between Fabianski or Sanchez? Because Fabianski has kept 2 clean sheets in the last 3 game weeks. But I think Leicester has a new manager now, so there might be a new manager bounce, and they're playing at home. I do think that potentially West Ham do concede versus them, and obviously that's why I'm going with Sanchez. And Sanchez did keep a clean sheet last week. And with you got Mbeumo, Villa away. I already mentioned he potentially might start ahead of Joao Pedro or Semenyo, but I'm not sure. You'll have to tune into my deadline stream. It will be one of those head scratcher at the last minute. And Konate, again, another one this week, a big decision. Do I sell him or keep him for one more week? Because if I sell him this week, I have to take a -4 to bring in Trent. So that one will also be a deadline decision. So make sure to tune in. And then finally, got Greaves, who's still not in the squad for Ipswich. And Burgess seems to be continuing to starting. So listen, I'm quite happy with the squad. Let me know what you guys think. And let's move on to my potential Mbeumo replacement as well as Konate or defensive replacements come game week 15 / even this week I might make a couple of moves. So here is the best Mbeumo replacement for game week 14 or 15. If you have a luxury transfer this week and you're sick and tired of him, you could look to move to Odegaard, Jared Bowen, Mitoma, Kulusevski. I think the way I have them lined up is that's how I rank them. Odegaard 1, Bowen 2, Mitoma's 3rd, and Kulusevski 4th. Now the thing is, if you had more money and you didn't have the likes of Saka or Palmer or Salah, obviously you go to them. But if you are looking for a bit more below the budget, around 7 to 8 million or below, then obviously these are the guys. Another good shout out is Semenyo, who does have great fixtures, but I already own him. So if I was to move to one, it's most likely it's going to be Odegaard or Jared Bowen. But I do want to see a bit more of West Ham, how they do, because there could be more options opening up. There's also obviously a Liverpool guys, a shout. You got the likes of Diaz, and if Jota comes back, he's an option as well. But the problem over there is the fact that there's a rotation risk and minutes risk. You don't know when who's going to get benched. So I don't want to go there during busy Christmas period. These guys are more reliable. They'll be getting more 90 minutes. If not 90 minutes, at least 80 to 90 minutes. And look, the downside of selling Mbeumo is that none of these guys are on pens. And Mbeumo is a talisman who's on pens and 90 minutes. And during this busy Christmas period, you do need him. You do need this type of players. And that's why I'm a bit reluctant to sell him. And I want to wait one more week. And I also don't have luxury transfers. And I don't want to sell any of these Mbeumo for a -4 to bring in any of these guys, which I'm not so high on. And then you got obviously the likes of Saka and Salah, Palmer. If I didn't have them, I would go for them for -4 for sure. But I already own them all. Let me know what you guys think of this because they all have great fixtures. I really love Bowen's fixture. Like Bowen and Mbeumo are similar assets. 90 minutes talisman. It's just that West Ham's performance has been really poor, and I don't know if I can trust them. So for best defense / Konate replacement, I've got here. This is the lineup I've got. I've got a lot of players. So in the high end bracket, for example, anything above 5 or 6 million, you've got the likes of Trent, Virgil, even Gomez, and obviously Timber. Gomez is a bit cheaper actually, it's 4.8. But obviously once Konate comes back, I don't think he keeps his place. So you gotta consider that it's a bit more of a short-term punt, maybe the next 4 to 5 weeks, which is not bad to be honest. But on the Timber, same thing. White is out for a while. He's 5.5 million, not a good bad shout. So obviously the Arsenal and Liverpool boys are the big shout. If you don't own them, if you want to double up on them, by far go ahead. I have no problem with that. But obviously if you're looking for a bit more budget option, you got the likes of Caldwell, Lewis Hall, Dunk, and Estupinian. I do like Estupinian a lot, but obviously I don't trust Brighton defense as much. It all depends on your budget. The way I rank them right now, that's the way I would have them. And obviously, look, if you don't have the likes of Gabriel, obviously you get him in, considering he's he's not injured. And then obviously you got Guardiola who just got benched recently, and City don't look to be keeping any clean sheets, so I don't want to go there either. But this is what I'm thinking currently. But I already have Chelsea defense, I already have Hull, and I don't want to touch Brighton. If I was to replace Konate this week, it will most likely be for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now he plays Newcastle away, which is a tough fixture, but because he's so attacking, even if he doesn't keep a clean sheet, there is a potential for attacking return, so that might make it worth the -4. So it's a very close call for me. I may take the -4 and just bring Trent 1 week early before the whole crowd jumps on him and maybe get a potential haul. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and tune into my deadline stream for all the dilemmas and to answer all your questions. And if you have any obviously like dilemmas, definitely put it in the comment section. I'll try to respond to all the comments. And thank you so much for tuning in. And peace out.